Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Again, it's very smoky because I've got the incense going. Just calms me. And just brushing out my hair because I just filmed some content in the bath. So I got my hair a little bit wet. So we're here to talk about the second stage of my journey, and the first stage of my journey was realizations, and I spoke about that in a video that I made a while ago, but I will just touch on it very quickly now. The first part of my journey was realizations, so it was realizing that I was the common factor in everything in my life, and if I wasn't happy with the way different areas of my life were, then I needed to take a good look at myself, basically. And that's kind of what I realized. Asking myself, can I see reoccurring issues? Can I improve? I'm just reading my notes here. Didn't have any real friends, or felt like I wasn't really connecting with my friends. I wasn't very healthy. My business could have done better. And there's something that I've learnt not that long ago from, what was his name? He's a New Zealander, self-made billionaire. What's his name? I can't think of it right now, but he said that the way we do one thing in our life is the way that we do everything. So if there's something that we're unhappy with in one area of our life, it's probably manifesting in another area in our life. And these are the realizations that I had. Then the next stage of my journey, I know this is probably painful watching me brush my hair, but I just have to brush it, and I just wanted to get on before the lighting goes shit. Okay, so the second stage of my journey was alone time. Okay, I'll stop being distracted now. So the second stage of my journey was alone time, and I've written down here, no distractions, letting feelings rise up, notice where improvements can be made, grieve, cry, hurt, let it out. Recognize what may be causing these kinds of emotions, and think about significant traumas that I've had in the past and things that maybe trigger certain emotions, or that may be trapped in my body that I need to kind of work through. And so what I found was, after realizing that I was the common factor in everything in my life, and that if I wanted to see success in different areas of my life, in relationships, in business, in money, in health, in wealth, I already said money, but wealth can mean so many different things as well, just abundance, then I need to go into hibernation, shut myself away from the world, and really start to look in. Because what we will start to notice is that, or what I started to notice and learn about, was that what we feel and think and believe, and what we are in here, in our hearts and in our minds and in our bodies, is reflected back to us in our reality like a mirror. So in order for me to change all of the things that I wasn't happy with and become the person that I wanted to be, I needed to start working on in here. So going and being alone for me was huge, and a huge part in that alone time, or a huge, I guess, helping hand with that, was that I moved to Palmerston North to have that alone time, to hibernate, to kind of reset, which is where I was from the age of 14 with my mum before I moved to Auckland. And I moved back from Auckland to Palmerston North just before lockdown. So a huge part in, or a huge helping hand for me, was that lockdown happened. And lockdown happened at the perfect timing for me. I think when I initially found out about lockdown, it was really devastating because I had moved back to Palmerston to start my business and to grow, and I was finally seeing things were looking up, and I was finally feeling like, yeah, everything was going my way. And then lockdown happened and I started to fear what would happen to my business, how would I pay my bills. I guess just this feeling of uncertainty and this unknowing, which I feel like all of us went through that, because it was totally out of our control. And yeah, it took me a while to kind of bounce back from that, but I eventually came to the decision that I was going to treat that time like a retreat, like the hibernation and the rest and the inward time that I needed. And I was grateful for that opportunity to not have to be going anywhere. I didn't have any responsibilities pulling me anywhere because I couldn't legally go anywhere. So it was really, really good for me. And during that alone time, I learned different things about myself and different things about mindset and health, and you know, being the kind of businesswoman that I want to be, and being the kind of person that I want to be spiritually as well. I dived very deeply into my spirituality and used journaling and meditation and self-reflection and nature to really allow emotions that were stuck inside me to come up and to kind of notice them, to work through them and gain a lot more self-awareness. Sometimes even if we don't know what we are going to do about our pain and our trauma, it is important to first get to the stage where you understand that your past and your trauma and your patterns and all of this have an effect on you, and they have an effect on whether you're going to be able to have all the things that you desire in life. Because like I said, our inner reality is a reflection of our outer reality, and if we have emotions trapped deep inside us and we don't, like for example, we could have a lot of anger and resentment towards someone for making us feel like we aren't worthy, or we could have, I guess, different beliefs and just leave it open, babe. We could have different beliefs and subconscious ways of being that we aren't aware of, and so the alone time is just really becoming aware of it, really understanding that it's there, acknowledging that it may have or may be causing some turbulence in your life, and then moving forward from there. So yeah, that was the next step in my journey. After I had the realizations of me being the common issue, I realized I needed to go in. And then that will bring us to my next stage, which is being honest with myself and others, and we will talk about that in my next video. I'm just going to try and keep these nice and short, and if you have any questions, please just let me know and I'm happy to elaborate. I'm just trying to be quick and jump on here and make a video and just speak from my mind. I have absolutely no idea what the fuck I'm even trying to say, but I'm just going to let it all flow out. I do have some notes here, so hopefully that made sense, and hopefully you maybe feel inspired to have a little bit more alone time in your life, and maybe try and see what alone time brings up for you. And can you prioritize alone time? Lockdown for me was perfect because it gave me the opportunity to, it kind of forced me to have that alone time in so many ways. So it can be even harder to actually prioritize that time, and it's really important that you do. A lot of very successful people, a lot of very happy people, a lot of very content people spend a lot of time alone, without distractions, without social media, without music, without anything, just listening to your thoughts and seeing what comes up and becoming more self-aware. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you doing? How do you react in certain situations? How do you want to act? How do you want to feel? What do you want to think? Because what we think becomes what we are. It becomes who we are. It is who we are. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to my video, watching my video, and yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see and hear more about this. I will also be doing other videos as well, but I've always wanted to do this particular series, so I'm just smashing it out and seeing where it takes me. Mwah!